The views expressed in this podcast are my own and those of my guests. They do not represent or reflect those of UCSF Health or my professional and clinical roles there. The content is intended for informational purposes only and is not medical advice. Please consult a qualified healthcare professional for specific medical guidance. Welcome back to In the Loop with Nadja Wlasiuk. If you listened to episode 10, you remember when Nick shared his rare cancer diagnosis. That episode held a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know exactly how treatment would unfold. We just knew that life had changed. In today's episode, our conversation feels different. Nick and my daughter Lydia are home after completing treatment in New York at Memorial Sloan Kettering, consisting of 6 weeks of chemotherapy and radiation, including proton therapy. As a clinician, I understand treatment plans, radiation dosing, surveillance scans, but as a mom, I experience this in a very different way. This episode is about what happens when the appointments slow down, when the scans are clear, and when everyone says, "You're done." Because sometimes that's when the fear shows up. Sometimes that's when the side effects peak. Sometimes that's when you realize you look different. You feel different. And you have to renegotiate what normal means. We also talk about Lydia's experience, not just as a partner, but as a person navigating her own emotional reality while supporting someone she loves. This isn't just a medical story. It's a human one. Nick and Lydia, I'm so glad you're home. Let's get into it. Nick and Lydia, I'm so glad to have you guys back now that you have gotten back home from treatment in New York. For listeners who don't know you, can you share at a high level what your diagnosis was and where you are now in the treatment timeline?
Yes, I was diagnosed with a cancer called teratocarcinosarcoma. I did 6 weeks of treatment at Sloan Kettering in New York, and now I'm done with that, and I'm trying to get my life back together.
Of course, of course. What did finishing treatment feel like for you?
Kind of felt like I got rug pulled, to be honest with you, because they ended up finishing my treatment a week earlier than I thought.
Wow.
Yeah, so I planned on being there for another week, and then they called me early one morning and said, "Hey, we don't need you to do any more than 20 proton sessions." So me and Lydia did the math, and she was like, "Oh, there's only like 3 more left then if we're gonna do it like that." Because I thought I was gonna do 35 treatments. We ended up leaving sooner than we thought, and it was kind of crazy. I got to ring the bell at the Proton Institute in New York, though. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
But
amazing.
yeah, but I didn't get a formal goodbye from Sloan, but, I'll still be in contact with them though on through the portal, and
Mhm.
they're pretty good about being responsive.
Was it like relief or fear or confusion or all of it kind of with the end?
Kinda like disbelief a little bit
Mhm.
because it felt like although it took forever to happen, it felt like it went by pretty quickly. Like, even still now, I kinda struggle with the idea of that it's, like, actually truly over, I guess. It's never really over. You have to stay vigilant. I think my surgery was very successful, and hopefully this adjuvant treatment was like a blanket of security to say that we were thorough about it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you got to New York, what was your treatment course like? Like, what did you have to do when you got there?
I did chemotherapy once a week, every Monday,
Mhm.
and then every single day I would do radiation treatment. I had the weekends off. That
Okay.
was the good part. I would heal a little bit on the weekends
Mhm.
and then get the chemo every Monday and then get the radiation every day for 6 weeks. And it
Okay.
was just a lot of just trying to maintain some kind of normalcy
Mhm.
while you're there.
Yeah. And you
And
had family there. You visited family on the weekends.
yes, it would have not been possible to have the experience that I had if it wasn't for my family. My cousin Angelina, who
Mhm.
was so sweet and let us stay there this whole time. I don't even know if she knew what she signed up for when she allowed us to do that, but she really is the one who made this possible. I have all this family up there in Long Island. I would stay at my cousin Angelina's apartment with my mother and my Lydia, and we would get a ride home with Angelina or Giovanna every weekend to Long Island. Giovanna is my other cousin. So I got both my cousins who are both MSK nurses. They took us in. I got to see them every week, and I got to go to Long Island and see the rest of my family, all because of my two cousins. And they made this whole thing possible, and they made it not so scary. Like knowing that my family was only a short walk away, knowing that they were texting me every morning, and then like I said, I would see them every weekend. Me and Lydia would go back to Long Island and stay with their parents. All their kids are like closer to my age, and I kind of grew up. And when I would come visit New York, they were like we kind of grew up together like that. And I would look forward to that every weekend, getting out of the busy city because
Mhm.
it's so loud. It's like it never stops. It's a lot. It's like so overstimulating.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially with you guys aren't used to that, or, Jacksonville is it's a big city, but it's not a big city. It's like a big small city.
Right. It's nothing like Manhattan. Manhattan, it's like it really doesn't sleep there. It's like it's pretty amazing, but yeah, it's a lot. So I would go home on the weekends. I would say going to Long Island to go stay with my other cousins. But that whole situation was actually the reason why we chose to do the treatment in New York instead of Houston, Texas, because we don't have family in Texas. So I got to spend time with family who I've missed and haven't seen since I was in my teens. And I always said I wanted to come back and visit, but life gets in the way and everybody grows up and starts their own families and stuff. And I've missed out on a lot of things. I've been on tour, I've been playing music with the boys and traveling abroad and doing a bunch of other things, and you completely forget to even keep in touch sometimes with a lot of people that you should.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely got to go and be with them. Unfortunately, it was through your cancer treatment, but what a blessing to have nurses in your family who could be there for you and have a family that would stand next to you and support you guys through this whole thing.
Yeah, it was everything for me. I needed it, and it made it such a better experience than just going to a place and not knowing anybody.
Yeah, it's scary, especially when you're having to face this. Such a scary thing too. Having people that are familiar and that love you with you, like that makes all the difference.
Right. Having a support system is so important going through some crazy stuff like that. And such a random thing too, but just to know the right people, it goes a long way. It really helped out a lot. My friend Steve, who's also a musician here in Jack's Beach, he came to visit me
Oh,
for
awesome.
a day. Yeah, we went out to dinner together and just had a good time just talking and spending time together. And then my other friend Neek, another musician from back in the day, when I would go tour through Denver, Colorado with the band, we would stay at Neek's place a lot of the time. His Neek and his wife Elena, we would play music with them and have a great time. I really enjoyed little things like that while I was there. So it wasn't all that bad. And also because of the family too. Lots of chess in New York, which also made it so fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a huge thing there. Everybody plays chess at the parks. And that is so much fun because you don't get that as much down here in Florida. People don't, it's not like, we don't have like a strong chess culture like that?
Yeah. So people often assume that the hardest part is over with cancer treatment when the treatment ends. What has surprised you the most so far about after?
A lot of my side effects from the treatment continued weeks after I was done.
Mm.
And I still have a lot of stuff to work through and heal from, and I'm still healing, and I probably have a ways to go, but yeah, I like lost my eyebrows once I got back to Florida. I don't know what happened. It took like 2 weeks later after the treatment to end for it to really hit hard. My nose is still super messed up, and I deal with that all throughout the day, every day, because I
Mhm.
only get like maybe 3 hours. Um, to where I can actually breathe through my nose, and then it clogs up again, and then I have to do a saline rinse. I use this little water pump, and it keeps my nose working.
Did they tell you that that was something you should expect or?
Yeah, they said it might be up to 6 weeks
Mhm.
before it starts to even heal a little bit. They're like, it's not going to heal in 6 weeks. It might start healing in 6 weeks.
Okay.
So hopefully that's not that far away. That's like a week away, right? Right, Lydia?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like a week away. So we're getting um closer to hopefully start healing.
Yeah. When did you first start having side effects? Do you remember?
Lydia said when I started proton treatment,
Okay. And
which
what
is that's like it's like pencil radiation. Proton is what do you pinpoint, yeah, we'll call it pinpoint radiation, and that's how they're able to it's not as wide, it's not as broad of a brushstroke, it's like a pencil beam, and that's how they can do less collateral damage these days to
Mhm.
the surrounding structures and things because, radiation is no joke, it messes up a lot of stuff, so I did 1 week of photon, which is the broad stroke. I did a week of photon, and then I did
It was 2 weeks of photon, 4 weeks of proton.
was it 2 weeks of Lydia knows better than I do. So, yeah. So, more proton than photon, which is probably good for me in the long run, you know?
Mhm. What was it like when you went into the radiation? Like, what was the room like? What did they do to you? What did you see? Like, what did it feel like?
Well, both photon and proton radiation, you go into a room,
Mhm.
you lay on this, um, like, bed, like, this part of this machine, and the bed moves around and stuff, and, the photon was a smaller machine. The machine kinda, like, orbits around you, all around
Mhm.
you. It's like all these different arms and tracks. It fits inside the room. It's like the proton is a totally different thing. It's, like, as big as a building. All the rooms in the building are sharing the same radiation source at the proton center.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing. It's, like, epic. Both of them allow you just to lay down. They strap you in with, like this kind of mesh mold they've taken of you. They do a mold of your upper body and your face and stuff and your head, and, it hardens and becomes like this plastic mesh,
Mhm.
and then they use that to strap you into the table so you can't move an inch. It's, like, airtight.
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought about it, and it makes a lot of sense because you're dealing with, like, powerful destructive beams of, like, radiation, you know?
Mhm.
So you can't have people just, like, flopping around, just laying there, all imprecise like, right? So it's like you wear, like, this, thing they strap you to the table. It's kinda funny, but it's like I can also see how if you were claustrophobic, it would be like hell, you know?
Yeah, no kidding. That would be terrible. Did How long did each of these sessions last for you?
Probably only 15 minutes, 20 minutes. The Proton Center took longer because, like I said, all the rooms share the radiation source. So I had to wait sometimes a whole 2 minutes, 3 minutes before to in between beams. Sometimes I get lucky and get a couple beams back to back. But for the most part, yeah, if there was a busy day, a lot of people are using that radiation source. But what made both of them bearable is that they gave you access to the Spotify and they'll let you pick the music you want to listen to.
Nice.
And, yeah, so that made it way, way sicker. I listened to this group called Cold Cave
Mhm.
the whole time. I was like in a new wave, like 80s dark synth wave arc when I was there, you know? That's what I would listen to while I was getting my radiation treatment, and it made it not so shitty.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
For chemotherapy, that was just once a week, right? You said on Mondays?
Yes, that was every Monday, and that was, like, maybe 2 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I think 2 hours to get that IV, and you just kinda chill there for a little bit, and I would ice my hands 'cause, they say that if you ice your hands during the treatment, you have less chance of, getting neuropathy in the fingertips and stuff like that.
Really? Okay. Good. Well, I'm glad you
Yeah.
did that.
Yeah, me too. It was just a precaution,
Mhm.
but, didn't wanna risk the fingertips as a guitar player. I feel like that could be tough.
Yeah, no kidding. Did you have any symptoms from the chemotherapy?
Fatigue, I think.
Mhm.
Um,
Tinnitus.
tinnitus. Oh, yeah, the ringing in my ears was severe.
Really? When did that
Yeah.
start? Was it, like, right after an infusion?
It got worse progressively.
Mm,
It got worse, and then it got the worst the 2 weeks after it was all done.
really?
Yeah, it was like, "Oh, I could ignore this, it isn't that bad." I've already lived with tinnitus because music is loud, you know? Playing
Yeah.
live music is very loud, and you get, like, tinnitus over the years from just exposure to the loud noises, but this tinnitus is different. This is like a different type of tinnitus. This is like a loud, sharp, shrill ringing that is you really can't ignore it, you know?
Mhm,
But it doesn't last long. It would maybe happen 5 seconds at a time, and then it would go away, and maybe, like, 5 times throughout the day, I get that, you know?
mhm.
But recently, it's gotten a lot better. It's gone away a lot, but it was bad the first 2 weeks after treatment.
So it's all better now?
Yeah, I think it's pretty bearable now.
Okay.
I don't really notice it as much. It almost feels like how it used to be, like
Okay.
just normal tinnitus stuff, like it would come and go.
Okay. So you had the tinnitus and you had fatigue. I know there were a couple times when I would call Lydia and she said you were kinda down and out for, like, whole days at a time. Was that just the fatigue kind of, or did you get nauseous or have anything else going on?
I think in the, beginning, I would take a nap every day after radiation treatment, and I would
Mhm.
definitely take a nap after my chemo because it was very hard to stay awake. As it went on, I would say, like, the last 2 or 3 weeks, I wasn't taking naps anymore. I would just live my life, you know?
Okay, cool, good. So either you got used to it or the effects were kinda not bothering you as much.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have gotten used to it. Maybe it was different at first, but I got used to it. I would try to work out, a few days a week, and I would do things to stay awake. But yeah, that's the worst of it, though. I don't think I lost my appetite. I didn't really lose my hair, nothing like that. Maybe the worst part was some of the sores that I got in my mouth.
When did those show up?
Maybe, like, after 2 or 3 weeks, I think it was only, like, if I bruised the inside of my mouth on something that I was eating, those little tiny nicks and cuts got way worse
Hmm,
because I didn't heal as easily,
yeah.
but that didn't happen too much. It only happened, like, once or twice, but for the most part, it wasn't that bad. And that's the other thing, since it wasn't that bad, like, my nose the worst thing of all was just the nose, the radiation hitting the surgery bed is, I think, the most painful part of this whole process and still is because it's constantly flushing itself. And like I said, I'm like living in little like 3 or 4 hour spurts where I can breathe. And then I have to do a nasal rinse. And the nasal rinse helps it. It makes it feel really good
Mhm.
and you can breathe again. But like for maybe like we'll say up to 2 hours after I rinse it, my nose is leaking with water now. It's like it's just an ongoing thing. It's so annoying.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, it really is.
So your nose is still healing and you're missing half your eyebrows. What else are you I know you think that's hilarious.
It's not funny. I have to laugh to stop from crying. I miss my eyebrows. I do.
But
Oh,
it's so strange because you're only missing half of each eyebrow.
yeah, yeah,
Lydia is doing a great job of putting them back on for you.
yeah. She's been killing it. She makes it look so good.
Anything else that you're still dealing with as a side effect of the treatment outside of the
Um,
eyebrows and the nose situation?
yeah. As one of the nurses described it, she said because I told her I can't believe that's it. That's all I had to do was just do what I'd done for 6 weeks, and then I'm gonna be okay to go live my life.
Mhm.
And it's like, yeah, basically, yeah, you look great. These MRIs look amazing. All these scans are coming out negative. I took a ctDNA test, and that's where they check the DNA for any of the cancer markers.
Okay.
It came back negative. So that's a new thing. That's a very new technology that we're still like kind of like learning about it, how to use it, how to utilize it. But that's still a good sign though, it's like a positive thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as I know and as far as Sloan knows, I'm cancer free now and it just feels like that's crazy if this is it. But the truth is that that's not really it, is it? We don't really know and it's a very mysterious thing. So all we can do is do what we know works, stay vigilant. If we see any signs of it returning, as long as we catch it early enough, hopefully it'll be okay. And I imagine that everybody who goes through stuff like this, they just have to kind of settle into their life again eventually and get used to the idea. But I'll tell you, like when I first got home, it felt great to be back, but I was like living in fear, kind of, like looking over my shoulder almost is what it feels like because it's like, yeah, maybe I have imposter syndrome or something like that because when I talk to my nurses about this, they're like, no, you really did real treatment. You're every bit of a survivor and a cancer patient as anybody else.
Yeah, of course you are.
I didn't lose all my weight because a lot of people, they get real skinny, they get like very weak looking and they just change. And like, they're like, well, you have a preconceived notion of what a cancer patient looks like. And that's why you feel like maybe you didn't do enough or something, but you definitely did. They helped me understand it a little better. I was pretty physically active before I had to go do all this stuff. I still worked out throughout my treatment. I didn't have to get admitted into the hospital. I never got like really sick or like lost a lot of weight.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, and everyone's cancer is different and treatment affects people differently. So they are absolutely right, Nick. You had every right to say and feel however you did because you had cancer, you know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's crazy to me. But now they say I'm okay now. So I'm just gonna pray that I stay okay.
Yeah. How often are they going to be doing scans?
I think every 4 months they want to see PET scans and MRIs.
Mhm.
But I've gotten pretty good at doing those. They don't really bother me anymore. I've gotten used to all of it now at this point. I was getting scanned like once a week at the proton center,
Mhm.
like a little CT scan just to make sure everything was all right. I got a PET scan before I left because they're looking out for my body too. Just got to stay vigilant now and try to do what's right, I guess, and like not forget about this stuff because I just got to make it like really 5 years free of it, and then I should be okay,
Mhm.
or at least exponentially safer, right?
Yeah, I think that's the idea is if you can make it past 5 years, then, you might be able to breathe a sigh of relief, but I wonder if you'll really be able to do that. I think you might always just be a little more hypervigilant because you had it before, you know?
Yeah, I don't think I would ever stop getting my checkups. I don't feel like I can. I have to be paranoid a little bit, but I won't have to go as often. I guess that's the idea behind it, you know?
Yeah. How has your relationship with your body changed since your treatment?
Yeah. Miss my eyebrows
Mhm.
immensely. I really
Mhm.
do miss those the most. And then I think I really miss my mustache. I was able to grow a pretty sick mustache
Yeah.
and I was enjoying that. And now it's been taken from me. And I don't know if it'll come back. I mean, I know that people who lose their hair on chemo, it always grows back. But I think
Mhm.
when you lose it from radiation, that could be a little different. I don't know.
Hmm.
Because your hair follicles are probably extremely damaged. I wiped my mustache off while I was applying moisturizer one day. Yeah. So I imagine if it does grow back, it ain't it's there won't be much to look at, I'm afraid. So yeah, I don't know. That's like probably the extent of it. Because I've still gone to the gym since I've been back. And really the only thing I'm working through now is having this busted up nose.
According to the data, whether eyebrow hair grows back after proton therapy depends on the radiation dose. So, the hair loss can be transient, persistent, or permanent based on the dose delivered to the hair follicles. Persistent radiation induced alopecia, defined as incomplete hair regrowth 6 months or more after treatment, affects approximately 60% of cranial radiotherapy recipients. And permanent alopecia, which persists beyond 12 months, occurs in 14 to 19% of patients treated with proton therapy. So, this says the threshold doses for permanent alopecia with proton therapy are approximately 21 gray with high dose. In adult brain tumor patients, the dose at which 50% of the patients develop severe grade 2 persistent alopecia is approximately 36 gray. Hmm. Do you know how much your radiation was?
60 gray.
Oh.
Yeah.
High doses can permanently damage these stem cells, preventing regeneration. Well,
Yeah.
I
But
guess we'll see.
yeah, there is the fact that I don't think my eyebrows were in the direct field. I think the scatter is closer to 30, you know what I'm saying? They weren't in the direct line of sight, right? Neither was my lip. So I do have a little bit of hope because those were not the main targets, right? This is a little bit of collateral damage, I would say.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, they're probably never going to be ever what they were. I used to have awesome thick eyebrows. Now they're gone. Like they're I lose like more every day it seems. Like so they'll be gone soon.
Hmm. Well, it'll be interesting to see if they come back all the way or how that works. I mean, I know you said you're laughing because you just have to. That's how you're handling it. And that's completely understandable. But man, I sure am glad to have you here. And I think I can handle you not having a mustache and some eyebrows if it
Yeah.
keeps you around. But I know that doesn't make that loss any easier for you.
Yeah, that's what I say. At the end of the day, I'm just being vain when I act like that because of I just you get used to how you look and you like how you look and now you look different one day. You wake up and you look totally different when you look at yourself in the mirror.
Hmm.
And it's like a lot to deal with a little bit, but you just have to say to yourself, well, at least you're alive. And at least you should have a little bit of peace of mind that you did everything in modern science's power to try to mitigate the risk of this coming back. Hopefully, it doesn't come back. But yeah, I imagine I'll get used to it. And I just need to be thankful that as of right now, there is no signs of it, I think. So yeah, I just got to, like I said, just stay positive about it. Could be much worse, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could, but you went through a lot. And that was a lot from September 2025 to now. You really, have gone on a journey.
Yeah, and I'm still going a little bit. It's just gonna take some time to heal up and get back to normal again. I'm trying to put my life back together, like get like all my music gigs and stuff like that have been put on hold or canceled. So I gotta like try to fill my schedule back up, and I've got some music festival shows coming up that I'm kind of excited about. Been working on a new record too with the boys, but yeah, it's just a different thing now. I just got to like be vigilant. I'm trying to go to bed at a decent hour every night, not playing chess all night long.
Good.
If I decide to have an adult beverage now, it's usually like celebratory, like, and it's not just on the job every time I'm working, because it's a different experience. Like, it's gotta change it up.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I want to switch over to Lydia for a second. Lydia, how did your role as a partner shift during Nick's treatment?
Not much, I'll be honest.
What was the hardest part for you that people may not see?
Seeing your partner so miserable and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, that must have been really hard.
Yeah, I don't think anything changed, like, dynamic-wise, because I still cook for him, still do the laundry, whatever, whatever, so I don't same thing. I don't think he didn't need, like, intensive care.
How has this experience changed the way you think about the future, individually and together?
I stand firm in my belief that I'm a very positive person and I'm an optimist and see the glass half full. Cause I never really stressed about it, to be honest. I was never worried about it. Even when he got the diagnosis, I was like, oh, not Nicholas. No way. He's going to be fine. And I just had that whole mindset the entire time. So you don't really know how you're going to react to something crazy or unearthing until it happens to you. And I feel like I handled it with a lot of grace and positivity. And I will carry that with me into what the future holds.
What do you wish partners of patients knew or felt permission to say out loud?
It's about you too. It's not just about the person going through it, it's about the people who are there to support them too.
Yeah, because everyone has some level of stress and care and worry, and you're all kind of going through it together.
Yeah, that's what I'll say because subconsciously, at least for me, I was thinking my feelings don't matter. Everything's about Nick right now. I can't have any wants or desires of my own at this point in time because he's prioritized.
Hmm.
So, making sure that you, I guess, take care of yourself and know that no, just because somebody else is dealing with something bigger than you doesn't mean that your feelings don't matter.
Right, because they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
How did cancer change your relationship dynamic at all?
No, I don't think so. Wait, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Do you feel like it made you guys stronger, or do you think it was just like another thing you guys tackled together?
I think both. It's like a trauma bond
Yeah, I would say it's a trauma bond because, like you said, it's like you don't really.
thing.
Yeah, it's unearthing, but not only that, it's like everybody who knows me would be there. Everyone's like, I feel like it's just like a shocking thing to be given a random situation like that. Because
Yeah.
I've gone my whole life with never having any kind of issue ever, like
Mhm.
medically wise. So I was like probably the most shocked one because I've never had an issue like this before ever in my life. So, and I think that's what Lydia means when she's like, "Oh no, he's okay. He's gonna be okay." Like, yeah,
Mhm.
like it's crazy. She's like so sure of it, but I was terrified because I'm like, if this is possible, anything's possible, right? Like,
Yeah?
and the more I researched about the situation that I was in, I was feeling even less confident than ever about it. Anyway, I feel like maybe we are closer now because when I look back on what I just went through with all that, I feel like she was there the whole time. She got me to my appointments on time. She had like the confidence to like get us through the subways and stuff. It was like usually her idea. I've gotten used to taking the buses or just walking. But when it got cold and it was raining, you can't really walk. So we had to get decent at using like the transit systems and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't
she's
know I had all those skills under my belt, Mom.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah. Yeah, she was
I was the tour guide of the place I've never been.
yeah.
Well, that doesn't surprise me knowing where you came from. Were there moments where you guys realized you were grieving different things or processing different things?
I grieved Jake's comfortability. I was like, "Oh, man, this is gonna, like his mental health." Yeah, he's, like, fine and positive, but he's not gonna be the same ever again.
Yeah.
So, that's really the only thing I could think of for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe the same. I think I was in shock the whole time I was even there. Like, I would just keep asking myself, "What is my life?"
Fever dream.
Yeah, it feels like a dream or something. This is, like, crazy. I was like, "What is my life?" I can't believe I'm here right now for this reason. And disbelief a lot of the time. And kind of still am. That's why I still struggle to like think about it a lot. I'm still processing the whole thing because it like when you're going through it, it feels like it's taking forever. But now that I'm done, I feel like it happened in a blink of an eye.
Yeah. Well, it did feel like a blink of an eye because I remember when we found out in what, September, and it's only a couple months ago, and now you're done with treatment, you know?
Right. I feel I was like living with so much fear and paranoia. And then over time, slowly but surely, I've let it go. I'm just like trying to like go back, fall back into being like okay with just being normal and healthy again. But obviously, it's hard to forget because, like I said, I'm still struggling with the nose thing and I look totally different now. But I don't know. Like, yeah, I was just, honestly, I'm afraid to think that I have it. I don't want to think about it too much because I don't want the universe to give it back to me again, you know? I'm
Right.
like, yeah, just try let yourself believe that you're healthy again, bro, and just and then be and stay healthy. If you live in fear like how I was, like afraid that it's still here all the time.
Uh-huh.
They can't see it or something or whatever you think that's going on secretly. You don't know what that could do. You're putting that vibe out there. Don't put that vibe out there, you know?
Right.
Like they said you're cured. They said you're okay. So now go be cured and go be okay and live your life. Stay vigilant, of course, but don't like dwell on this because it's like a bad vibration to like stay in that scared state all the time, you know? It's
Yeah.
kind of exhausting, you know? Like as long as I'm getting good information, I'm getting good news back from all my scans and checkups. Why don't let the fear consume you, you know?
What has helped you guys stay connected during and now after treatment?
Music.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think music is probably the best way and
Yeah.
fitness too, because we worked out together a few times at home. Really, the whole time I was up at treatment, on our downtime, I was playing guitar and writing songs and recording music and bouncing ideas off Lydia the whole time and seeking her approval a little bit on what directions to take some of the music because she has great taste and it's fun talking to someone who has a little bit of education on it and she's got like a wide taste in music. I was bouncing ideas off of the synthesizer and the acoustic guitar
Mhm.
simultaneously, writing with both, trying to write stuff with both instruments, you know? And it was just a different experience. It was cool because she was there throughout the conception of most of the music that I was writing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I recorded a lot of it, so some of that stuff will be on the next record, so it'll be fun to see that. But yeah, just doing things like that to like help you kind of stay grounded. I'm still recording an album now as we speak. I've been tracking guitar for like the past week or two, and things like that keep you preoccupied. You know, playing shows again. I'm getting little gigs together again. Just trying to get back to some kind of routine. You know.
Mhm. Good, good. Has your definition of normal changed?
Yeah, because I don't. It's like it doesn't feel normal any longer. I'm basically having to flush my nose out every few hours, so that's not normal. It wakes me up at strange hours of the night. That's like the hardest part so far. I have Lydia paint on my eyebrows before I go play a show.
Yeah.
So I guess if that's my new, you know,
Yeah.
that's yeah, it feels normal, I guess.
We
But
have
it's
more walks now too.
yeah, we go on lots of walks. At least twice a day, we go on long walks.
That's what I was gonna ask next. Are there routines or rituals or mindset shifts that have helped you, like, focus on this next phase of life?
He'll go record and stuff, and he'll be in the other room, and I'll stay in the bedroom part of our room, and I'll practice guitar. And then when he comes to a stopping point, he'll let me hear it. We'll eat. We'll go for a walk. Sometimes, if we're feeling really antsy, we'll go to the gym. But honestly, music, walks, and then like he does his chest thing all the time. I just solve a daily puzzle and call it a day. So I think that has been probably the most regimented things that we've been doing since we've been back, right?
Yeah, I try to play chess when I can, but it's mostly music these days.
Mhm.
Like Lydia to sing at the shows too. I've been letting her come up and do a couple songs with me. We had a whole set list put together with the both of us, and we're gonna have to start relearning all that stuff again because I did want to start playing little gigs with her too at some of these venues, and I think that it'd be fun to try to get into that again. But yeah, music has been keeping us busy, trying to maintain some kind of normalcy around here at the gym. Lots of walking,
Good.
and yeah.
What does hope look like for you now?
My definition hasn't changed. I've had it the whole time.
Alright, what is it?
Oh, just have it.
Just have it, just have
Just
it.
have it.
Keep it alive.
If you could speak to someone just finishing treatment, what would you want them to know?
Well, I would just tell them some of my family told me because I have cancer in my family. Some of my cousins that have survived, you know, breast cancer and other cancers, and they told me it gets better, and I would tell them the same thing because right after treatment, it is pretty terrible. Like the 2 weeks after treatment was finished, I think that some of the side effects were worse than how they were going through the treatment, believe it or not. I had some really bad days, but I thought it got worse after I left. And then it hasn't really gotten better yet, but I think it's going to get better soon. And that I know mentally it's gotten slightly better every day
Mhm.
because, like I said, the fear kind of is getting less and less. But I think I'm going to heal soon, and then it'll be way more normal, you know?
Good. Well, I'm really glad that you're on the other side of cancer and treatment and that you're doing so well, minus your half eyebrows and mustache.
Thank you.
But I'm just so proud of both of you for not being afraid to do what you needed to do and doing it together.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, I look forward to hearing your new music and to seeing you soon.
You too.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of In the Loop with Nadja Wlasiuk. I hope you found today's discussion insightful and empowering. Feel like diving deeper into the topics presented today? Be sure to check out the show notes for references and more helpful information. You can also visit our Substack or Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Remember to stay curious and stay informed. Now you're in the loop.